I remember the sound before the words. The soft click of the conference room door closing, ceiling shut, glass walls, polished table. My name etched on a nameplate I paid for with 13 years of my life. She didn't sit down. That's when I knew the line had already been crossed. Hand in your resignation, my wife's sister said, voice even, eyes cold, or we'll fire you. Silence followed. Thick, deliberate. A silence meant to shrink me. The HR director stared at the table. Legal shifted in his seat. The CFO avoided my eyes. No one defended me. No one blinked. I'd built this company's operational spine. They were standing on it while threatening to cut it out. I said nothing. I didn't need to. The room smelled like lemon polish and money. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked a city I helped them dominate. My wife's sister, CEO by inheritance, not merit, stood at the head like a judge who'd already written the sentence. She was smiling, not wide, surgical. This isn't personal, she said. It always is when family says that. 13 years, no missed quarters, no scandals, no warnings, just a threat delivered in front of witnesses who owed their careers to my systems. Public, calculated, humiliating. I felt something detach inside me. Not anger, loyalty. It snapped clean. I nodded once, not in agreement, in acknowledgement. I'll submit my resignation, I said. Her smile sharpened. She expected scrambling, negotiation, fear. Instead, I pulled my laptop closer. The keyboard felt familiar, like home. I typed it myself. One sentence, no emotion, no explanation, just precision. I slid the paper across the table. She didn't read it closely. She never did. Effective upon full settlement, it ended. She signed without asking. The CFO hesitated, then followed. The door opened. Meeting adjourned. They thought they'd won. That was the moment they lost everything. I didn't pack my office. I walked out with nothing but my phone. No goodbyes, no speeches. Silence is louder when people know you're dangerous. For 5 days, I said nothing. I let them breathe. Let them assume the machine would keep running without the man who built it. It never does. Day 1, my access expired exactly as scheduled. What they didn't realize was what I'd left behind. I had written the contracts, designed the approval hierarchies, structured the vendor dependencies. Every critical system required my sign-off for escalation events, a compliance safeguard approved by legal, signed by the board. I'd insisted on it years ago. They'd thanked me. Day 2, the first issue hit. A supplier flagged a breach risk. No approval path available. My name appeared in the workflow. Inactive. They were rattled. Temporary patch. I watched from a distance. Day 3, payroll anomalies surfaced. Bonuses tied to performance algorithms I maintained, algorithms no one else understood. They froze disbursements pending review. Executives panicked quietly. Day 4, regulators requested documentation. Old audits. My audits. The archive keys were bound to my settlement clause. No full settlement, no release. Day 5, the lawyer called. I'm trying to be straight, he said, attempting to sound casual. We're just seeking clarification. I smiled for the first time since the meeting. Clarification on what? Your resignation letter. The phrase, effective upon full settlement. I let the silence breathe. You signed it, I said. Yes, but you didn't read it. A pause. That phrase, he continued, could you explain what you intended? I spoke slowly. It means my resignation becomes effective only once all contractual obligations owed to me are fully settled. Which obligations? I opened the folder I'd prepared long before the threat, deferred compensation, IP ownership clauses, exit incentives, unpaid equity conversions, indemnity releases, non-compete buyout. 13 years leaves a paper trail if you're meticulous. And until then, he asked. I'm still employed, I said. Another pause. Longer this time. We'll need to involve finance. I could hear muffled voices. Then the CFO came on. His voice was tight. What exactly are you asking for? I answered without hesitation, all of it. Plus interest. Plus the accelerated clauses triggered by termination without cause. That would. You threatened me publicly, I said. You fired first. I simply chose the cleaner exit. Silence, then a whisper I wasn't supposed to hear, oh my God. They tried to bluff. They always do. They offered partial settlement, then conditional releases. I declined everything calmly. In writing. Regulators waited. Vendors escalated. Systems stalled. The CEO called. I didn't answer. She emailed. Short, sharp, angry. I replied once, have your lawyer call mine. She didn't have one good enough. The final meeting happened a week later. Different room, different tone. She sat this time. The CFO looked ill. Legal was sweating. They slid the agreement across the table, full settlement, every clause honored, plus a non-disparagement clause I wrote myself. She signed last. Her hand shook. Was this really necessary, she asked. I met her eyes. You forgot who made you look competent. I stood. The document finalized my resignation, effective immediately. I walked out lighter, not because I won, because I took back what they tried to strip from me, my worth. They never fired me. They paid me to leave. And every time they walk past the system, still bearing my fingerprints, they remember the moment they mistook silence for weakness. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg. I typed one sentence and let consequences do the rest.